Hey, it's 11:56 at night, Pacific Standard Time. It's the 21st of July, 2023, the Weaver Gen Z, Roseman, California. What's going on, guys? Yeah, no cutesy things tonight. Still trying to figure things out. Somebody on YouTube, not me though, was trying to make some points across regarding a country musician and a song that is slowly gathering some kind of momentum, whether or not the song was appropriate or not. Artist was Jason Aldean. So this don't happen in a small town. And yeah, I finally had a chance to see it a short time ago. And I heard, and I was reading comments concerning about it, and I wanted to see what the major theatrics were all about. Now, there had been stories, there had been things concerning about this particular video that got pulled off from country music television because of the controversy that of the making of it and the allegations and the innuitions that it was making. It was making a lot of people uncomfortable about it. Hell, since when there wasn't a musical video out there that didn't make people feel uncomfortable at times. I wanted to make sure that people still felt that they still mattered. Okay, I understand that point. And I saw it. I was trying to say something like, well, this wouldn't happen in a small town. I like to tell them this, but yeah, it can. Well, the problem is all the clips they were using in the thing were showing large town. And you say, well, small town is a lot different. Well, is it? Sometimes I got a problem concerning about small town values at this point over here because they don't understand the larger picture at this point and being in an enclosed environment all the time, one can get sucked into this stuff. But the larger towns, yeah, it scared the hell out of people because larger towns have larger issues at this point over here, and larger issue is it's all translatable into the smaller towns, except smaller towns are a little bit more confined, more controlled, isn't it? Except for certain small towns out there who don't have the controlling factors, except we don't have that faith and trust happening in our particular small town. Well, looking at it realistically here. His is out in a theoretical country, basically, wherever he's got those people listening and understanding the values of it. And then how you treat each other fairly. And also what I've looked at concerning about how the presentation of the video was. Do they actually treat people individually, including everything about them, including, if I'm going to be mentioning, the Pandora boxes that have already been mentioned earlier. Race, gender, beliefs, and dare I mention wokeism? When they can't even define what the damn terminology is, it seems like the closed minded has enraptured itself around something that doesn't have any definition to it. Except for me, it's a biological function of you're either asleep or you're awake, or in the process of trying to become awake. Coming back from the sleepiness, the mechanism that the squishy brain and the body needs in order to perform things. Brain needs the downtime, therefore it has to be shut down, and then go into the process of just dream state in order for the rest of the brain to perform necessary functions for the rest of the body. We have to go into a REM sleep in order to facilitate anything and everything needed for the body to function. And we are technically asleep. We are not awake. We are not woke. Biology, science, fact. We have sleep studies going on telling us we need more and more sleep. We have doctors following the test results left and right keep telling us that we need to get more sleep, otherwise we're going to be screwed. And they've got test results to prove that, don't they? Medical establishment. So, what is considered wokeism? There's, growing up as a kid, I never came across that terminology in a Merriam-Webster. What the hell was that? Or any other dictionary that they had. What the hell is wokeism? That's all bullshit. It's all political head game. When nobody can define it, but they're screaming anti-wokeism, like, okay, you guys want to be closed-minded at this point over here? Be my guest. Even this town of Roseman, 20 plus thousand people in this place, and they still have the major malfunction of becoming anti-woke, and they don't even know what the hell the damn thing is because they can't define it. There's nothing definable about it. How do you define a gray fog? How do you define the boundaries of it? People had looked at Jason Aldean'S film, his music. Yeah, it's pretty cool when you're looking at it and listening to it, and yeah, from one musician's perspective, yeah, you did like the guitar work. Yeah, especially when you get into rockabilly, you're getting into part country and part rock. So yeah, that would be that way. Hell, they had that thing going on for about 1980s, more than that. 80s, 90s. I was listening to Alan Jackson and enjoying it. Brooks and Dunn, Garth, Trish Yearwood. Yeah, I'd listen to the twang twang of the electric guitar, steel guitar actually. Yeah, I listened to the twang twang on that one. The messages, however, in the video are different altogether. Now you see, without the context of it, I wouldn't have understood it. It just would have been background. But when somebody actually did do further background research on it, I guess that's where everyone else went. Well, they expressed a hell of a lot of opinions about it. There have been a lot of other videos I've seen that I didn't see, that I didn't know the damn background of it. I just tried to enjoy the music. And if there wasn't any political controversy in the damn thing, it may have been one of those country songs that I just never gave a shit about. But then again, I'm not a constant rock and roller anyway. I mean, I'd like to be a little eclectic here, only when my mood is situated and I'm trying to understand a few things here and there. Growing up, and then I listened to soul music. I listened to R&B during those days. I listened to Motown. I listened to classic music. I listened to the rock and roll. Growing up, that was my life. I listened to that kind of stuff. Movie themes came out, and I listened to those because they sounded pretty hip. Moving, emotional. Get older, listen to the you listen to the music more instead of the action. If you've seen the movie long enough, you understand about where the music was moving you and taking you to. Okay, you can see the action in your head all the time. So when I was listening to country music, getting all rocked out and stuff like that, listening to old Johnny Cash, Folsom Blues. Okay, he was talking about prison. I didn't react to that one. I didn't react when he did the song of a boy named Sue. I listened to it. It may have been controversial in its time, but it didn't scream and yell about the damn thing because we had different values and different ideas. These days, everything got so supercharged with politics. It's crazier and crazier right now to listen to a piece of music and understand if it's wokeism or not, or if it's going to be anti-American or not. Now, I'd seen music and I'd listened to music that actually celebrated, but this one was a little bit more darker and it was like an ominous warning. I had tried to keep an open mind on this one. Now, without understanding about the background, as I said before, I wouldn't have cared less about the damn building because it wasn't hitting me in the head on that one. But the lyrics and how the thing was made was showing the big city problems. And you don't have that kind of problem here in a small country. We know how to take care of ourselves. We got guns out here. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. You shoot first and ask questions maybe later. Look by the point of the gun. First Amendment rights. Would shoot people like that? You kidding me? Yeah, again, shoot people first. Threaten them with the damn guns all the time because you need quote unquote protection. Them bad uns coming from outside are coming in and storming your place to scare the hell out of you. Hell, they've been doing that damn thing for a hell of a long while. You kidding me? Shit. So now we had to deal with the concept of arming ourselves left and right and shoot first and period. Everything else, screw it, just shoot. You have rioters going on in the film. Rioters from different towns and also from different cities, and they would claim it's Antifa or someone else like that. They make it political, not social. Not social things that are happening that may or may not affect the town. Except if the town's an enclosed empire, they're not gonna they're not gonna care what happens to the outside. But the problem is, they better because the outside always has a way of affecting the small town in any and every which way. Even out here in Rosamond, California, politics has a way of screwing things up left and right. Internal politics. And external politics also has a way of either making things for the better or for the worse. And if you got a liar and a thief and a cheat and con man for a representative, hell, that must be golden to them because that's what they would live with and deal with and like. Oh, he's going into Washington because they're all cheats, thieves, and liars. Well, welcome to Politics 101. That's America for you. Lying, cheating, stealing, thieving, pilfer, pillage, and plundering. We'll call it manifest destiny. No, you can't learn about that. It's wokeism. And what happened to the poor black people? Well, they got educated. Oh, they got educated, all right. They learned how to hate everybody else at the same damn time. They wanted their freedom that badly. They were willing to fight and die for the damn shit. They're willing to protest to make sure they were understood. Oh, we understand them. Oh, do you now? Having your ancestors hijacked, shackled up, thrown over in another country who said work your ass off or die. Plain and simple. And anything and everything that you know is gone. Bad enough we came across the European continent looking for we were looking for a trade route to go a faster trade route. We thought the planet was smaller until we came across the Caribbean islands and we also came across the mainland of North America. And with manifest destiny in our ass and in our heads, yeah, we managed to do shit to the natives out here than what we anticipated. Oh, but we have to convert the heathens at this point. Convert or die. Fuck. Small town, man. Give me a break. You go to a small town, you're wondering if you're going to be sharing the same damn values that they have. Can't have differences. It has to be one mind, one hive. No, thank you. But you're from a larger town, yeah, with larger ideas, and I looked at the small towns. I don't want to live in a small town. But everything's so crazy in a large town. Yep. But even in the larger towns, you got the smaller communities in there. Sometimes they're integrated, and other times they're isolated. And here's the thing, I also got a little beef about the video. They got a problem concerning about the First Amendment rights. You're not going to get away with burning the American flag. It's sacrosanct. It's the American flag. It's like everything else being put on a damn pedestal. Give me a break. It was already ruled by the Supreme Court of the United States a long time ago that it was First Amendment rights that we actually can burn the American flag in protest. Not just burning it for feel, but just if you're going to be making a political statement, then yeah, it's alright to burn the damn flag. A lot of people, including the close-minded people, think the flag was all sacrosanct because we swore an oath. Did we swear an oath to a piece of clothing? Did we swear an oath to a rag, a multicolored rag, or to the principles that represented and the freedoms that was fought and bled and died for? See, the piece of paper I can understand. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. The two major things that I would swear an oath on, and that's support and defend. Pieces of paper and ink are one thing, but what they represent and what they presented to the world. They're telling us that freedom and liberty is worth the sacrifice that we make, including if we're going to be burning down a flag. But no, you think a flag is sacrosanct at this point over here. Okay, what about the freedoms and liberties that I was theoretically representing? You say, well, sure, yeah, as long as it benefits you. What about the other people that come in? They come into your little particular universe. You're going to support that one? Say, for example, if you have a Jewish family coming into your little fiefdom there, and they're going to be celebrating Hanukkah. Are you going to be thrashing them because they're Jewish? If they wanted to get a Jewish temple going on, a synagogue, are you going to thrash them on that one? Well, they represent Israel. No, they represent their religion and their cultural background. They may have an issue with Israel. There are Israelites in that country that have an issue with the current government system and what the hell they're doing, but don't have the voice to back it up. That's why they got crazy at that point. But hell, when you have one particular piece of land that was stripped and separated and parceled out by the United Nations, I'd be understanding by being pissed off at them for that one. They created a Jewish nation because the folks, I don't know if I want to say it, of Judaism, had no homeland. Palestinians did. And Jerusalem was the holy city that handled a lot of religion in there. Israel was created out of pieces of Palestine for theoretically both Palestinians and Israelis to live in. But unfortunately, they've had thousands and thousands of years to hate and be intolerant towards each other. It's ingrained in their genetics. You can't get rid of the damn thing. 10, 15, 20,000. It's an old territory of the Middle East. And they're still fighting over the dirt and sand, but what it represents, not the actual grains, the territory, but there's a lot of deeper meanings. It's become something that you just can't define anymore. You talk about problems with wokeism, something you can't even define, and yet they're going to kill over something undefinable. And yet, back in America, that's what we do. Now, pretty shortly, we're going to have this bottle that's being shaken up like crazy. We got a lot of carbonation in this bottle and capped. Just how much can a bottle or a can deal with before it explodes? Ever tried kicking a can of soda? You ever wonder what the hell it did? I did as a kid. I kicked a can of soda, a full can of soda when it was sealed up. Get a puncture in the damn thing, it becomes like a rocket. But if there's sufficient enough force in the damn thing, it becomes a grenade of sorts, and there's metal shrapnel. You had to run very fast after that damn thing was ready to blow up, and you never knew when the damn thing was going to blow up. Glass was everything altogether. It held the pressure, but there was only so much it was going to hold anyway before it goes off. You look at the inner cities in the same way. You look at the urban and suburban communities. Even the suburbans can go crazy a little bit, but not as badly as the inners, because the inner, you're dealing with contained areas, sort of, well, contained by territory, or not even physical barriers. Barriers of politics, of something undefinable in different areas. And the pressure that you'd feel while going into there. Hostile environment. Well, the same thing we feel like in Israel anyway with the Palestinians, except they know how to blow each other up. And we can also blow each other up in our own suburban communities. We don't like the neighborhood, we trash it. We have a riotous situation happening within ourselves, we trash our neighborhoods. Or try to go someone else's neighborhood and trash it. Just to get our own bottled up frustrations out. But a small town doesn't have that thing because we're so perfect about it, right? Yeah, right. But all they kept showing was everything wrong with the damn big cities at that point. Because that's the only thing they know how to do. This is the musician's point. This is what they have in a big city. In a small town, we're a lot better. You know, a little snippet message at the end of the damn thing. Instead of showing in the video the positive traits about living in a small town. And I got a problem concerning about the messaging at this point. Part two for mine.